afternoon. I'm Hartford Healthcare's Tina Verona. Well, a big day here in Hartford as just recently Hartford Healthcare partnered with Trinity College and the Yukon School of Business to launch a digital health accelerator for promising startups to get started literally here in Hartford. And today is day one. So a big, exciting day here. I'm so happy to be joined by Eric Olson. He is the operations manager for innovation at Hartford Healthcare. Eric, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Tina.
Yeah, a big day here, Eric. This is exciting, where we have startups literally from all over the country converging right here in the city of Hartford and working with Hartford Healthcare in terms of startup companies and how to work with healthcare systems.
We're very excited to have all the teams here. We have teams not only just from this country, but also the world. And we have 10 of them coming in. They're very excited to come and work in our digital health ecosystem and with a lot of our clinicians and mentors who are really going to help them make progress on not only their startups, but also with the products that they're offering.
Now, this is 12 weeks, so today was sort of a get-to-know-you day, right?
Correct.
And so tell us a little bit about, and there's some of the folks downstairs from the startup who were kind of going around the table and getting to know each other today. Why is that so important at this stage?
And so as you bring in new teams together, especially teams that are coming from different regions in the country and also that are going to be sitting together for the next 12 weeks in the same room, it's very important to be able to break the ice, to be able to connect with each other and get to know each other a little bit better. By doing it in a big team setting, you're able to allow everyone to hear personal stories individually, and you can build relationships from there.
And these are startup companies. Some are a little bit further along, and some are literally just really starting up and trying to figure out how to navigate these waters. What does it mean to have Hartford Healthcare and be part of a healthcare system running a digital health accelerator?
And so for us, it's really a play for us to be able to go and grow our innovation ecosystem and at the same time, hopefully bring some economic development back with hopefully some of these startups staying here in Hartford moving forward in the future. For them to be able to come and work in our ecosystem, to work with our health system, it means that they're going to have the opportunity to validate their products. A lot of them have gone and developed concepts of it and might have one or two customers, but that's not to say that they've ever worked with a large integrated health network like what we have. We're going to give them an opportunity to be able to do the validation, prove their product, and prove their worth moving forward as a startup.
And to have, Hartford, the city of Hartford, be the spot with Hartford Healthcare, partnering with Trinity and Yukon School of Business, to have it right here in Hartford is definitely an economic boost and hopefully will be at the end of the 12 weeks.
Of course, and the hope is that a couple of these companies will choose to stay here in Hartford, where they're going to see really what a great, vibrant community that we have here and how we're developing such a great innovation ecosystem, not only with our accelerator, but also with InsureTech and also the Stanley Black & Decker accelerator here. It's really becoming a really good place to be if you're a startup.
It's really becoming a hub almost.
It's true.
Eric Olson, thank you so much. I want to bring in Jerry Roston. He is with Startup Bootcamp, and so this company was selected. It's a London-based company, was selected to actually run the Digital Health Accelerator. Jerry, thanks for joining us.
My pleasure, Tina. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so you just wrapped up sort of the get-to-know-you session of these startup companies. Some are a little bit further along than others, and some are truly just starting up. Tell us a little bit about the day today and why the getting to know you stage is so important.
Okay. These companies are going to be working with us for the next 12 weeks. And during this period of time, they're going to have to open the kimono. They're going to have to let us and the others in the room know what they're trying to accomplish, who they want to work with, and everything else. And for that to happen, there has to be trust. And the way you build trust is by getting to know the people on a personal level. And this is coming from an engineer, mind you, so there's got to be something to it if an engineer can figure that out.
Right. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we basically said, tell us about you. No, just don't tell us just about your company. Tell us something about you that's important. And so we heard stories about these people, things they've done, things that are of value to them, and we got starting to get to know them. And that's going to build the trust, and that's what's going to make this program successful.
And to have a startup company, I mean, that can be a little intimidating in terms of, finding out revenue, and there's so much that goes into it. And by having that here for them to ask their questions and to go through this 12 weeks of really honing in on this craft and making a successful startup is so vital.
It is. When you deal with technologists, we have one fellow in this cohort who's wrapping up his PhD here at Yukon, and I'm sure that with regard to his technology, he's got to, why does the hospital system care? How would they use this? What are the payment models? And no matter how good your technology is, unless you understand all these other things that go around it, you don't have a business.
Well, and and I think it's so incredibly important when you partner with a healthcare system because you're working directly hand in hand with engineers or people who are developing concepts that could promote healthcare in the future.
Right, and it's exactly it. So these companies all have products for which Hartford Healthcare could be a potential customer, but they have to understand, what does Hartford Healthcare care about? And when I say Hartford Healthcare, they're basically a proxy for other healthcare systems throughout the country and the world. So what do they care about? How would they use it? What are the constraints on their product? Everything else. And that's what they need to learn to go from having an idea to having a repeatable, scalable business model, which means they're no longer a startup, which is our goal.
Which is our goal, absolutely. Thank you so much, Jerry, for joining us. I appreciate it. I do want to bring in somebody else who is here from Israel, who literally just flew in today, Lital Oknen. You are head of product at MDI Health, where you are building software for higher quality and safety of medication treatment. Sounds interesting. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Definitely. So we are helping clinicians with medication treatment by building software that predicts over 70% of medication-related events, give the root cause of each event, and medication treatment recommendations, enabling clinicians to take better action and create better outcomes.
You are really a startup. This is brand new for you guys. Some of the folks that are here are a little bit in a later stage, but this is brand new for you. What are you hoping to gain here after the 12 weeks?
Definitely. We were definitely surprised, first of all, to be invited to the final stage of interviews and definitely to be selected one of the 10 companies. We're an early stage startup. We don't even have a year old of our company. Some companies here already raise millions of funds and have clients and ROI. We're here first of all, we're very, very privileged and happy to be chosen by Hartford to be part of this program, and we see it as a huge validation of our product and what we can offer the healthcare system. We're here to know and get to know the healthcare individual and the players in this market.
Right, and tell us about that, because the healthcare here in the U.S. is so different than the healthcare in Israel. And as a matter of fact, you are partnering with one of the largest hospitals in Israel on a clinical trial.
Right, exactly. One of the biggest challenge for startup in Israel is to get to know their market opportunity and where they want their product to be launched and used. And the same for us. We have a lot of interest by big companies, both in Israel and internationally, with our product and our algorithm. As you said, we're running a clinical trial with Hadassah Medical Center in Israel. And we're here to do the same, validate our program, our product, and our algorithm, and run pilots.
And this is so important, and I think for somebody like yourself to be in the beginning stages of your startup, to be here in Hartford, Connecticut, to be learning what it actually takes to have a successful startup. It's a tremendous opportunity.
100%. And we put all of the small resources that we have to take advantage of this opportunity. We're here full-time, engaged. I'm going to work 24/7 to be able to meet everyone that can help and support us to make sure we're building something that will be the right thing for Hartford system and for the healthcare system in America. And we're super excited to do that.
Future of healthcare is promising. Lital, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. So that's the latest here. Today is day one of the launch for a 12-week program where these startups like Lital's company from MDI Health will be here for 12 weeks, really learning the ropes and what it takes to develop a successful startup company. So really a win-win situation for companies that are coming here to learn the ropes and for also for the economics here in the city of Hartford. I'm Hartford Healthcare's Tina Verona. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you soon.